In today's podcast episode, I am joined by Angie Lee.
I knew I didn't want to follow the traditional path of go to college and then you get a fancy degree and then you have college debt and then you have a job that you work at for 35 years and then you die.
She is founder of Soul CBD. She's also hosted incredible events.
I didn't realize how many women are actually really lonely. That was the biggest thing I learned from events. You can literally get up there and fart, like they don't care. They're coming to literally hang out and have a good time and be reminded of their power.
We dove deep into building Soul CBD with her partner and brother to 8 figures.
I see myself as a creator and a speaker. I do not see myself as a CEO. We actually give a shit. We respond to every single email. I try to respond to every single DM. I think being creative is ultimately the most feminine thing you could do. Why can't that be sexy and be cool too?
I can't wait for you guys to tune into all of the golden nuggets in this episode. Embodied CEOs don't chase trends. They pave the way. They lead from within, moved by purpose, unshaken by noise. When you are the source, you do not need permission. All right, welcome to the show. I'm so excited.
Yay, let's do this.
I'm so excited. You have the best energy. I'm excited you're here.
Oh my God, that's so kind because I feel like I need more energy. So that's so funny when people say that. I'm like,
what?
I know. I'm always trying to get more.
Yeah, you have incredible uplifting energy.
Yeah,
so I'm
I try.
excited. Yeah.
I try. When I'm sad though, I'm very sad. I'm either very high or I'm very low. I want to learn to
and
be
all in.
Yeah,
all
I'm
in
either like
person.
hyper, let's go, it's the best day ever, or I'm like luteal phase, I'm so depressed. I need like an even keel.
It's not you though.
Yeah, true.
All right, let's start with maybe your story. Tell me a bit about where you started, your journey.
Yeah, I'll give you guys the cliff notes. I was in college and was very rebellious. I feel like similar to you. I knew I didn't want to follow the traditional path of go to college and then you get a fancy degree and then you have college debt and then you have a job that you work at for 35 years and then you die. And I just always knew since I was probably 8 years old, 7-ish, 8 years old, that I wasn't going to live that life, that there was something else out there. There had to be more. And I was pretty unapologetic about that. I grew up with a very entrepreneurial dad who basically told me from a very young age, if you have an idea, you can do it, you can figure it out, don't follow the system. In so many words, he was like, fuck the matrix, you can get out of this and you can create something else. And I think he also could tell by my personality that I probably wasn't employable. So he was like, figure it out, on your own. You don't have to go work a traditional job. So I did college for a few years because this was still the years where you still kind of felt like you had to go and get a resume, which now it's obviously very different. And yeah, that was about 3.5 years of college, which is hilarious. I had like another year to go, I think, to finish all my credits. And I was like, I'm out. Like, what am I doing here? I cannot do any more of this. Like, I will literally die if I'm in a classroom any longer. And I quit. And before I quit, I was starting a health and wellness blog. And I was sharing my tips on personal training, nutrition, wellness. I was doing CrossFit at the time. I was a trainer. Like, I was so obsessed. I mean, that was my biggest passion. It still is a huge passion of mine. But I would write on my blog spot or my Facebook, and I would give tips to women on how to be fit or how to get 6-pack abs and a nice booty and eat protein. And it was very bro fitness then. Very different than probably what I would talk about now. But you know what? You live, you learn. And I was 21 years old. So, that's what I was excited about. And I started learning how to partner with brands, get sponsors on my blog. I was hosting these events in Chicago at the park. No idea what I was doing, just pulling stuff out of my butt. I was like, oh, this girl, I remember I asked this woman who was much older than me in Chicago who was doing speaking and events, and she had a wellness blog, and she was like the it cool wellness chick in Chicago. And I think she was in her late 40s at the time. And I took her to lunch one day. I like literally was like, hey, can I pick your brain? I want to be on fitness covers. I want to be the next Jillian Michaels. I want to have maybe a cooking show. Like, how do I do this? And she kind of gave me some insider stuff on how to grow my brand. And then I was building that, dropped out of college. That kept growing. And then that turned into teaching about entrepreneurship. Mike and I started Soul. I started the podcast. It's kind of all been a blur, but it all started from that day of quitting college and deciding I'm going to figure out how to go all in on this, even if I'm super broke for a while in my early 20s, and was working these random side jobs just so I could build up this personal brand and build the community. And then I got to the point where that was full time. And then people said, hey, teach me how you do that. And so then I was hosting events around entrepreneurship for women. And yeah, it's kind of just naturally evolved into the next thing. But I do think it truly started from that moment because I was just so passionate about hormones and health because I had such bad period cramps when I was younger that were so painful that I would pass out and basically puke and pass out. And I was determined to figure out, what is this from? Like, this has to be also food based. You can't just say, oh, go on the pill. And so I think that's really where it all started, is when I was very young. That's what started the passion of reading ingredients and studying vitamins at Whole Foods and getting really into it. So that's kind of the cliff notes of it.
I love that. It's like so much of the stories that I hear are started with passion and then the next step. And that's it.
Or a pain point, passion,
yeah.
next step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like an experience that you
Yeah.
had figured out a problem.
Yeah.
And then the next step, where I think that a lot of business owners who haven't built a business yet think you have to have like the business plan, like from 100 steps. And it literally like I have not heard a story yet on here that's like, I had the whole plan and then I did it, and so
That's so funny.
like that's mine too. It's like I started as a virtual assistant, and then that
Wow.
led to ads and marketing, but there wasn't like this plan of like, I'm going to build an agency, right? Like one thing led to the next.
That's so cool. Yeah. Because then you don't know how will you know what the next exit is unless you're driving?
Right.
Like,
And
just
you
keep
learn
driving.
as you go in the experience of like, oh, I liked that. I didn't like that. Oh, I'm good at that. I'm not good at that. Or like that worked. That didn't work.
That's such a good way to say it. It's like you were finding the clarity in the action. And so there was no way to know. It's not like I knew, oh, one day I'm going to be speaking on stage about entrepreneurship. Like, that wasn't, obviously at 20, 19 years old, that wasn't what I was thinking. I just took this current passion, and then that evolved. And then I was like, okay, I don't want to talk about just wellness all the time. What am I really passionate about now? And it kind of was always the next thing. And I still have the passion for wellness. And obviously I own a massive wellness brand. So it's funny when I say this, but I don't want to solely just monetize on just wellness education anymore. That's not my passion, to get on in video and talk about hormones and period stuff. I've done it a lot, and I think I kind of like burn myself out from it. You can only talk about the cycle so much, and then you're like, all right, I'm good. But I think for some people that is what they wanted to do for a long time. But I've always known I've wanted to do different things, but all kind of under the same umbrella of a personal brand, if that makes sense, sort of. So
Yeah. And so in the beginning, I know we've talked about like you had parents who were kind of like, go try stuff and figure it out. And I really think when like there's threads, I interview a lot of people, and it's like the thread of being willing to fail and just like figure it out and try things and go into those action seasons where you're just doing a lot of things. I'm assuming that was the beginning. Like you're trying a bunch of things, and probably even with Soul, like did you just try a bunch of things and then it started to work?
yeah, with Soul, it was a little bit more intentional, because at that point, I'm 28. Mike is in his boxing career as a professional athlete. I have an audience. I just did my few big events. My brand was really growing online. I was like, growing as one of the OGs in like the girl bossy space. And so I had this really, really intimate, diehard community. So I knew if I launched a physical product, it would probably do well. I just didn't know, okay, how long and what is it and where do you even start? Like, I just had a feeling it would, because I'm very big on build the community first and product second. And so we had an idea with that, but we kind of just let it go and said, okay, if, I always kind of said, okay, if it's a fashion line one day, or if it's non-toxic makeup or butt wipes or whatever the hell it is, I'm going to let it kind of just come to me. And that's when Mike was like, hey, I've been using this for pain. I think this would help you a lot with anxiety, PMS, sleep. As a woman, you should try it out. And I fell in love with CBD. And so that's kind of how that also happened, is he was obsessed with it. He came to me. And then, of course, I'm his crazy sister who wants to turn everything into a business. So I was like, wait, why don't we get into this? It's 2016, 17. That's right when like we got in at such a good time, especially for cannabis. And so the timing was there, the passion was there, we had the audience, and we had the trust, and that's really where that was birthed. Now, of course, that has had up and downs. I feel like it was great in the beginning, then hard years, great, hard years, great. It's not linear. It's very up and down. Now it's doing great again. It's a wave that you're riding. It's not just like, okay, and now you're making millions of dollars and that's the game. I think people think that's what it is. It's
I
like,
literally
you gotta
thought
spend
that.
money to make money. Okay.
Like, did you have that as an entrepreneur? I thought like once I made $1 million, like I would just always make $1 million.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I guess.
Like,
Yeah.
oh.
Honestly, that is, yeah, I've had that a little bit. And then I had to like reestablish my relationship with goals, and like, why do I even need $1 million a year? Like, what am I doing with that money? What do I need it for? And getting really clear on how much do I actually want to take home, and what do I actually need? And yeah, that's a whole thing. I think a lot of entrepreneurs, for me, like, I don't, like, Mike runs Soul and he runs the team. I have no passion to hire, fire, and have a huge team. I am very solopreneur, very low overhead, keep all my money, keep it simple. I'm a creator, I'm done. for my personal Angie Lee brand, but for Soul, obviously, it's like a warehouse and a team and hiring and firing and agencies. And that is a whole headache that I'm so grateful my brother deals with. I could not do that. I am not a CEO. I'm very clear about that. When women are like, CEO, I'm like, girl, I'm not a CEO. I'm a creator. I guess you could say, I mean, I had many years of coaching, but I see myself as a creator and a speaker. I do not see myself as a CEO. I think I would just tank that whole it would just not, I just don't have that in me to like, I wake up every day and be like, how is everybody doing? You're like 50 people, got to make sure they're all doing their job. So that's where you also have to know your strengths too. So yeah, it's been a wild ride.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, watching you guys, you're constantly innovating too. Like you
Yeah.
just came out with your drink.
Yeah.
And I think that's key. It's like you don't just launch something and once you hit a number, you're just there. And like naive me, I thought that like once I would create success, I'd be successful forever. Like I don't know
I actually
why.
like that
I don't
though.
know
That's
why
very
I thought
like
that, but
that's very like bad bitch confident energy. Like once I have it forever, right?
it's not reality.
Kind of.
Though.
I mean, true. It's not reality because you're gonna have hard years. I mean, based on the like what's going on. I know you're not supposed to say that. Like, who cares about the economy? But things shift. The industry that we're in, with tariffs. I mean, there's so much that changes, and so you do have to kind of ride the wave and know that if I did it once, I could probably do it again. So, but I think that's a great quality that you have. That you're like, oh, this is my new standard of success. But then the carrot keeps moving. You know what I mean? That's never enough. And that's why I think it's kind of funny sometimes these girls who online are like like $2 million cash month. I'm like, girl, what are you doing with $2 million cash months? First of all, it's not, I think they're lying. I just do. And the ones who do, I'm like, maybe that was a spike once. Is that sustainable? And like, I don't know. To me, it's like, what are you doing on the internet, girl? Like, go invest it in something and do something else. I don't think just from one coaching program you're making that much. Like, that's insane. So I think there's also a little bit of delulu going on in the internet right now of like, what should women be making? And then these women who are like, hey, I just want to make 10K months and I'm super happy. I'm a mom full time. I do this at home. Like, that's enough for me. They feel like all this shame now. I see it in my inbox. They're like, oh my God, should I be making $1 million a month? I'm like, most people will not be making that money unless you have a massive DTC brand or something like that. Like you just won't consistently. I mean, maybe a coaching business, but if you've scaled it to that point without losing your goddamn mind,
You have to have a big team.
you have to have a big team and you really got to like have your systems and have a very clear offer. Like you got to have some stuff really dialed in. And for women who aren't wanting to play that game, I'm just like, girl, like even, I don't know. And that's not to not be a big dreamer. I think that's if that's what you want, you just got to know what lifestyle comes with this number that you desire. Like what kind of life is that you need to live in order to have that in your bank account? Which isn't talked about a lot. It's just like 2 million cash months, girl. Click here, All you got to do is like post once and you're like, oh God. So yeah, I think it's a very confusing time though, too. Yeah. So we don't have these conversations of
it's
like,
also shifting tremendously, obviously, with AI. And it's like, are we going to have a one-person billion-dollar company someday? Because we could.
With like a robot person running it?
Or just like a robot's running everything except for the person. I don't know.
Oh God, I don't know. I'm so torn on AI. I mean, I love my chat GPT. He's my best friend. And that's about it. I want it to stop at chat. I'm like, okay, use chat here and there. And then I don't want the video AI stuff. I don't like it.
I know.
I don't like it. I don't want a fake me being like, hello, welcome to my sales page. I'm just like,
except for it will really sound like you.
I know, right? That's just so creepy to me. It's just like, wait, we're just going to take out the entire human experience and then just sit at home and be like, oh, my AI person's doing it for me.
I know. It's going to be interesting the next several years.
God, I know. Who knows?
Do you use, like, as a creator, how do you use it in terms of any of the creativity? Because you do so much original videos and talks. And
I don't use AI a lot. I'll be honest with you, I'm very old school. I was that girl who said I will never touch it and hated it forever. And then Clay was like, all right, come on, you got to at least try chat. I'm like, what is it? I was late to the game. And he's like, you can ask it anything. It'll help you out. So here's where I use it more so. Oh my God, you'd die if you saw my chat searches. All day long, I'm asking it like random shit about life. And like, it's like my therapist. It tells me where to go pick up stuff. How do I return this? Like, it's stuff that I would just, like, for me, it would take me forever to Google and figure out. And then for my business, honestly, right now, I just use it a lot for my talks, my keynote speeches. That's really where I use it, where I have all the ideas. Like yesterday, I was on a walk and I have this new talk I'm doing about how to build like a cult-like, raving fan community. And I had 10 ideas in this huge long notepad. It's super messy. It's all my thoughts while I was voicing it to myself. And then I said, chat, can you clean this up, put it into bullets, bring this all together and make it a little bit more cohesive? How could I then translate this to my voice? And then it was like, boop, and I was like, oh, that was really helpful. But it was my original concept, thoughts, things, all of this stuff that I actually have done to build that community. You know what I mean? So that's where I'll use it to clean up my notes.
Yeah,
Which
it's good
before
at
I would have to
that.
sit there for hours and like, okay, step one, da da da. And then, okay, now I got to put that into the slides. And so that's really helped my speeches. And then podcasts and stuff, I've taken a pause from my show. But when I was podcasting a lot, I would use it to, again, clean up the bullets. Just take my stuff that's all messy and crazy notes and clean it up. But other than that, I don't use it a ton. I mean, Soul, I know we do for some marketing and emails and ads and stuff. So Soul, definitely we're using it for even images, some AI really cool images with our products. That's like you'd pay usually a photographer like thousands of dollars for like the can, like with like fruit coming out of it and stuff. But no, because I want to do original reels. I want to like with comedy, I really want that to be my brain doing that. So it's hard. I don't know. I don't know for sales pages though, I would definitely use it, right? For like mini offers and stuff. That's where it would help me take all my thoughts and clean it up. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm probably not using it enough, but I'm just a little bit
Well,
like
but as
timid.
a creator, I think that's like
I'm a little
you got to
timid.
still put in the original thoughts, and
Yeah,
I think
because like
that's the
you can see now in people's captions, it's not even the M dash. I don't care about that because I've always liked the M dash. It's the cadence. You're like, girl, you're all of a sudden a poet. That's so weird.
yeah. Well,
But
and
like,
it follows the same format of like
da-da-da-da-da,
repeat
ba-da-da-da.
and then make a point.
Yeah, da-da-da. It's like a dance to it. So that's kind of funny to see
I
now.
have this theory that AI copy has a different energetic frequency.
Okay.
So even if it's good copy, I think
They'll know.
humans don't resonate with it.
I love
However,
this. This is woo and I'm here for it. I
right,
hope
but
this is
but
it.
my question, and I'm gonna test, is how much do you have to feed it to change the frequency? Right? Like, so I want to do a test where it's like straight AI copy.
Yeah.
You barely fed it anything. Then you pour like my ideal customer's feeling this and da da da, and then it spits out copy and then human written and compare the three. Because I
That's very
really think
smart.
like the frequency of the copy
Yeah.
is different.
That's very smart. Yeah, I saw a sales page the other day. You could tell literally. I'm like, girl, did you even read it over? It's like she just copied and pasted and put it in there. I mean, it was so AI to the point where I'm like, the words, because sometimes they'll be like translucent this. It's like, girl, you've never used that. And I was like, the little does she know that if she just actually put her own stuff in there, you can keep 10% of it, maybe chat, but like it'd be so much better.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, she didn't even edit it or proofread or add any of her own stuff. Like, if you're going to do it, at least go in and like, okay, how can I make this me though? Or what are terms that I use? Or put in something that it makes it you. But I'm like, oh my God, it's all AI now.
Yeah, it's going to be an
So,
interesting like next
Copy,
few
it's
years.
changed the copywriting industry for sure.
I mean, yeah, it's going to change everything.
Right? Think
But
of all the girls that were doing copy that now have lost their jobs because they're like, well, I'll just put it in there and it'll do my emails.
well,
and
I think a
copy.
copywriter is going to now work with AI, right?
Oh.
Because you still need, again, the
True, the
like
prompter.
feeding and the hooks and the like emotion. But I think everybody's just going to work with AI. I was at a business like peer mastermind. Do you know Peter Sheehan? He's like a big speaker.
That sounds so
So I
familiar.
thought you might know him. He's not like a big public figure, but he's like, he trains like Brene Brown and
Okay, cool.
he's really cool. But he was like, the way he explained using AI, he's like, let's say you're a journalist, you'd use it to get your article at, 85, 90% there, but you're still going to take the next 4 hours that you would spend writing an article doing the final 10, 15%. I liked that because it was like, you're not like, yeah, you're using it to create things, but like you're still the last 10% and your original thoughts like you're doing going into AI, and then it gets it all the way there.
Yeah, and it's humor is interesting. It kind of knows humor, but not fully. So sometimes I'll run a joke by it. And like I did a comedy ad with my mom, this reel that's coming out. It's really cute. And there was one last line that I was like, wait, hold on. How could this be even funnier? I just said, could this be even funnier? Can you? And it's learned my humor and my wit a little bit. And it was like 10 of the ideas of the bullets were really bad. And then like one was like, oh, actually, that's kind of funny. So like, it's like almost there, but it's never going to be obviously as funny as like a human brain. But it was interesting because I was like, let's play with it and see if it knows. So
I'm sure your chat's really funny.
oh my God, it's so weird. It's like so all over the place. There's no cohesiveness to it at all. Like, it's like, where do I get this in Austin? Hey, where do I do this? What do you think about that? It's so
It's
random.
probably like your brain though.
I guess
right?
yeah, all day
like,
on
you're
walks.
like...
I'm just asking it everything. I'm like, oh, I have this idea for this, or like I use it as my like assistant basically. I'm like, hey, how would I return this thing or da da da? Like I already opened the bot da da da. Like it's become like my EA in a sense. Yeah. It's crazy. Where I used to like, I don't know. I used to just like not know how to do those things. It's helped me so much to adult.
Yeah. So funny.
I know, right? That's how I use it. Not as much for my business, but my real life.
Well, and you're saying Soul's using it, but you're not in the day-to-day of things.
I need it IRL. Everyone's using their business. I'm like, girl, I need to know, like, the fire alarm was going off. And then, like, how do I switch the battery? I'm like taking a video of the battery, and it's like, get up on the ladder. Step one. I'm like, thank you. Like, Clay was out of town. I'm like up there and like with AI talking while I'm fixing the thing. I'm like, this is saving my life. Literally, as somebody who I'm not super techie or household, like, I'm not doing that shit. And it literally helped me. And Clay was so happy. He's like, this is literally going to change our lives because you now have a sense of like agency with how to do it. Cause it will tell me exactly what's going on. You could have like a cut on your foot and be like, what is this? And it'll be like, oh, this is like, it's great. It's going to save lives. That's where I think it's great. Not as much as the business stuff. Like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, where can we use it in real life though? You know?
Yeah, totally. Wait till it's like robots will be in
Or as
the
a parent,
house.
like I actually made this joke to Clay. I'm like, I'm really grateful. I will be a parent now moving forward whenever, with AI, because I am somebody who needs that support. Like I need a full-time person almost there. Like, hey, what do I do
like
this?
what to
Wait, so I
do.
just dropped them off at swim, but then I forgot this. But then, hey, is this safe for kids to like, I'm just going to be voicing that shit all day long to learn how to parent better. Not that it will have all the answers, but it can reference books and articles. And so I'm like, wow, how cool to be a parent with AI.
Yeah, and
I
you
won't have
could
to be as
program
smart.
it like be a more natural minded mom.
I won't have exactly like, hey, what's a natural alternative to this cream I'm putting on right now? Or if like you're in an emergency, like your kid, I don't know, their foot breaks open, you're at the park, like, hey, this is what's going on. Is this an emergency? Should I call 911? Like it will literally tell you an emergency. So I'm like, oh my God, thank God. Because I don't know how you must have actually had to be like, I know what to do in this moment.
I mean, no, what moms do now, or before that
Call
was
their-
Google, and then you've got and then it's like, you're dying.
Yeah, call their husband or Google, right?
Yeah,
or their mom.
And Google's like, it's bad.
Yeah. Or their mom. I call my own mom all that stuff, but she's like, oh my God, you're not going to call me as much. I'm like, I know I have chat now. I don't need to.
Yeah.
I just think it's going to save so many lives. So many lives.
It's going to do a lot. It's for sure going to be, I keep saying, what a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. For sure.
It's like going to be crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
You just have to see the benefits of it. Because if we don't, then what are we going to do? Be sad about all the negatives?
Well, and I said this weekend, I was like, our soul chose to come into this life during this time.
You're right. Did it though? No, different story for a different
Did
day.
it know?
I don't know. Everyone says that, but I'm like, I don't know. I think sometimes it's just like, let's go to Earth. Oh shit. There's always a stress in any time, right? So like, it is what it is. And I feel like for millennial babies, it's also like way crazier for us. Cause I'm like, I remember having flip phones.
I remember not having a phone.
Yeah.
My mom not even having one when I was
Beanie
little.
Babies.
Like the internet in the cord.
Do you remember that? The sound.
Wasn't even that long ago either compared to.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I think I heard someone say on the Diary of a CEO AI podcast, like we have a 50% chance of like destroying humanity with AI or not.
Wow. It's really like, yeah, we're either going to do
Maybe
great
not in
things.
our life, but
Yeah.
like our kids' lives. So that's why
Wow.
Elon's right. We got to go to Mars because
We got to get out of here.
we
We got to get the
got to
fuck
get out of
Earth.
here. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
So
funny.
I want to talk a little bit about starting Soul.
Yeah.
And you've built such a successful e-commerce brand, which I think a lot of people struggle with e-commerce and like the game of it, the margins and the distribution and getting the product. There's just a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know that goes into it, but I see people who struggle with that. And I know you talked a little bit about like the timing was good and you had your audience and your platform, which I'm sure was helpful. But yeah, what do you think really contributed to your guys's, initial success and what you did really well?
Yeah, I actually just did a little thread. I love threads right now. I just did the 3 things outside of ads that I think really helped us. Obviously, of course, you have the paid marketing, right? And of course, you're eventually going to tap out of your own audience. So it was like, yeah, the first year or 2 was my audience, but now, I don't know who the hell our customers now. There's so many. It's like it's grown so much bigger than me. So we obviously have paid influencers and done ads and all that. But when it comes to organic, there's 3 things that I think we did really, really well that made us stand out. 1, we actually give a shit about every single customer. This isn't necessarily sexy or scalable, but we give a shit. We respond to every single email. I try to respond to every single DM. If you're asking about Soul, what should I try? I try to voice people back if I can. We have a girl who's in the Soul DMs answering everything. If somebody gets a product and it's mushy or it's melted, we're going to send you a new one. We're going to fix it. Like we're going above and beyond. We are not just, hey, good luck on that product. We're very invested in our customer service. It's amazing. Like we constantly get emails that our customer service is so freaking good. So we're very picky about that. We do a lot of in-person events. Mike and I hug people. We hear their stories. We see how we can help. I've included it into all of my events. That really goes a long way because one person there, she becomes a lifelong fan, a super fan. She tells her sister, who tells her grandma, who now her grandma's sister's cousin is like, oh my God, I love Soul. And she's one of our people who's on subscription, So I really believe in in-person events where now we have a full-time events team here. Then we go to events every single weekend pretty much. Like I just had one yesterday that was really cool. So we're trying to go to events like literally 2, 3 times a week in Austin, our events team. And I'll
Wow.
try to go to at least one of them if I can with Mike, just for fun. Like,
Just to
yes.
bring the product
Yeah.
and show
Oh, yeah.
people.
We're sampling. We're sampling and sampling and sampling. We are giving away so much stuff because that's how we really convert is by sampling because our product works quickly and it tastes good. So this wouldn't necessarily work maybe for like a fashion brand. You can't like sample your t-shirts. But you could do like a showroom. So customer service, that's incredible. Actually giving a shit, live event experiences. And we're a customer first brand, product second. And that's really, really important. Again, it's not super sexy. It's not as fun, but a mistake that we have made in the past is launching things that we thought we should because it was trendy or it's cool or other people wanted it, but it didn't make sense for our community. And we've done the best when we survey and we ask our email list and we ask our community, what flavor do you want? What do you want next? What health stuff are you dealing with? And how can we solve that versus just pulling something out of our butt. Like for a hot minute there, I love sharing, failures or things we've done wrong. We had a fat loss capsule. And I was very against this because I'm like, Mike, we're not in the fat loss space at all. We are an anxiety, sleep, and pain company. We're like, oh, we'll try it out. And it's hot right now. Da, da, da. We're kind of like, okay, maybe. And it really didn't do well because I think I also felt weird about it. I'm like, I'm not going to get on and talk about this. Like, I don't want to get into that space. It's so touchy. It's such a hard space to get into if you're not like going all in on fat loss. So we've done that a few times where I was like, every time we do it, we're like, we need to stick to the basics. Like we need a few SKUs that we do really, really well. So doubling down on anxiety, sleep, and pain has been huge for us. Anytime we go outside of that, it gets a little bit diluted, I should say. And same thing with out of office. I mean, that was from our audience saying we want also THC, like we want an alcohol alternative. So that's why we created the drinks. And so I would say those are some of the things that have really separated us. It's like this slow, steady, actually giving a shit about community versus like, okay, let's just pump ads. Let's just pump ads and get numbers and get people and get people. You, people start to feel that like it just can change the entire heartbeat of a company. And so, yeah, I'm more of like the community head, I would say. Like I'm really making sure how are our customers doing? What do they want? What do I think they want next? Can I answer them? Can I make sure they're all being responded to? Where Mike is doing more of like the logistics, back end ads, all of that. So yeah, that's some of the things that we've done that's really helped. Having a niche really helps. 2025, if you're in the wellness space, I mean, I have friends all the time now and God bless their soul, but they'll be like, hey dude, I want to come out with like a wellness brand. I'm like, okay, what's the supplement? They're like, I don't know, just stuff that makes you feel good. And I'm like, how long do you have right now? Sit down. Like, I'm going to break your heart, but because I love you. Everybody and their grandma wants to come out with a supplement that makes you feel good. What does that mean? Who is it for? So if you're going to launch a supplement line right now, or even a fashion line, anything, try to get as specific as possible. Like if I was to launch a clothing brand in 2025, it'd be like, jeans for short girls. Like it would be like so specific to a certain like body type or something like that. Wellness, I'd be like, I'm coming out with a PMS drink, like it would be so niche and specific. It wouldn't just be like wellness, fashion. So I'm big on niching down. I'm big on that, even with digital stuff. Like have an irresistible offer, know exactly who you're speaking to. And so that's always been it. We've known exactly who we're speaking to, and we doubled down on what was working and what already is working. And we haven't tried to be all over the place. And our product's freaking amazing and people feel it right away. So I didn't mention that, but it's really good shit that people can feel. And so that also helps. It helps to have a product that works pretty quickly and that is a monthly reoccurring revenue and a consumable. So that helps as well for people who are like, what kind of business model should I go into for DTC or e-com? Ideally, I would get into something that is, if you can, reoccurring revenues, whether that is something that is, they're eating, digesting, or using every single month, you're going to make more than if it was a one-time thing, like a backpack. Okay, someone's going to buy that once. Now, your customer lifetime value, what is that compared to if you were to, like Soul, we have people obviously buying every single month that need it to refill. So that's kind of like the unsexy stuff.
No, that's really good. I mean, it's helpful. So simple, but it's also like, yeah, like just care about your customers, have an incredible product, and the specific is really important. And I get a lot of people in marketing who don't understand the connection of like people buying products based off of emotions, but they totally do. It's like even just a product, even the most simple product, people are buying based off of emotions. And when you do a good job with the community and the brand and they feel like they're a part of something, they're going to be way more likely not only to buy, but to stay a monthly customer.
Mm-hmm.
And
storytelling.
Yeah, huge. I mean, and I can speak to the quality. I've used the nighttime gummies for years. Like, so good. Sleepy. And you always, like, anytime I have an event, you're like, let me send you 40. 40. And I mean, I was going to ask you about that. Like, I don't know. I think businesses, as they get bigger, and founders, like they get this like I'm too good for everyone energy. And that's something that has stood out for me for you is like if I ever have an event, you're just like so sweet. You're like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, where can I send them?
Yeah.
Give me the address. There was
Yeah.
that one event that I had like 20 and I needed like 10 more.
Oh yeah.
And you put them out front of your house.
I remember I was like moving, but I was like, I think I have 10
You're
in
like,
here.
I'm not the warehouse, but
Well, that's what's funny. And you knew that because I know you understand business, but some girls, God bless their soul, will DM me like, hey girl, like I'm in Austin. Can I pick some up at your house? I'm like, oh, you're cute. You think I just like, it's not in my house. It's in Chicago. I just happen to have whatever I have for my own stuff. And so I just happen to have a little box of stuff. I was like, okay, I have 10 units of something. So
that was like
that worked
so
out well.
sweet though.
Yeah.
And then I was able to provide them to the attendees. But
That makes me happy.
that's something that has stood out. You know, I've hosted events and, you know, had different sponsors, but you're like consistent in not just yeah, sure, let me give you some samples for, and not even just samples, whole jars for the bags. You're like, yeah, sure, like what's the address? And
I love it. I think it's so fun. It's like my favorite thing to do. I'm like, oh, let's give people stuff because we like once people try our stuff, the chances of people sampling and then buying is pretty high. So for us, we are like, let's sample until the cows come home. Like, let's do that. Now, obviously there is a limit. We have to have some discretion of, okay, is this a person with a community? Do we think that like, you know, the name will be spread well? But yeah, I mean, I love like when people are like, oh, I found it from somebody's event. Like that's my favorite way. Cause it's like in that intimate setting too, where you can talk about it. So yeah. Yeah. I always think that that's really interesting. I did a video on that yesterday of like, don't be too cool to answer your DMs. I think it's kind of the same thing as the founder. I was telling Mike yesterday, we were at this huge event and I was dressed up as our gummy, like just farting around at the booth and Clay was laughing. And I looked at Clay and I go, do you think like, wait, should I post this? And he goes, well, why not? And I go, do you think that's weird to show that like I was like people in line think I'm the mascot? Like they actually don't know I'm one of the founders. Like they probably are like, oh, hey girl, like you're the mascot they paid to be. I'm like, no, I own this shit, you know? So I remember thinking that's weird. Then I'm like, no, that's cool. Like, what else am I gonna do on a Sunday morning? I don't know. Like it felt like it was fun to meet people and it keeps it real. It keeps it human. So yeah, I try to not be too cool for it, but yeah, I mean, I obviously there's certain degrees to that. Like I can't be at everything all the time or give away everything, but if I want to dress up like the gummy and go to the booth, why not?
yeah, well, I love that. I love
So-
that you've kept the connection
Yeah, it
and
makes it
the
fun.
personal touch
Yeah.
in the brand, even as you guys have scaled
Mm.
so big that you're in stores and
Yeah,
like
it's fun.
becoming such a mainstream product.
Yeah,
It's so
been
cool.
fun. I know. I that was just so funny. That just happened yesterday, and Clay was laughing, and I was like, "Should I be in the gummy costume?" He's like, "Why not?" I'm like, "Because people are gonna think I'm just the mascot." He's like, "Who cares?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. Who cares?" Like, they probably had no idea, you know. But like, no other founders were at their booths. No other girls were there who own because I know some of the girls who own those companies. Like, they're not there anymore because it gets so big. That they're like, "Why would I be there?" But I'm like, dude, once in a while, it feels so good.
Yeah, once in a while. And
Oh, it feels
keeps that
so
connection.
nice.
Yeah.
A few times a month or even a few times a year, like nothing is better than someone walking up to you and being like, oh my God, my sister uses this for her period cramps, or my dad's been using this for, you know, PTSD or pain and it's helped him so much. And they give you a hug. You're like, holy shit, this is real. Like, this is the coolest thing ever.
I mean, I think
So-
that's like the connection and also the connection to why you started in the first place.
Yeah.
And I've at times in my business forgotten that. It's like you get into such, I mean, you're not in this deep with the team and stuff, but I think you can get so deep into like the business stuff that you're like, wait, what are we doing? Why are we doing this?
Yeah, you do. Cause it's just numbers going in and out. Like if you log into the dashboard, it's Susie Smith, purchase, order, not money, money in, money out, money in. It's literally just you might as well just go play Tetris. Like it's just a game. It's just virtual. It's so in the cloud. It's like, what is even real? It's just numbers. It's just math. So unless you add a human to that, that's why I love answering DMs and love going to events. I'm like, oh, this is a real person who's really struggling or has really liked the product. Like I want to hear from her. Sometimes I'll voice them because I want to hear their voice. Like I'm just a creep like that. I think I just love community building. Like that's my favorite thing. And so it was almost like I'm a community builder who happened to have a physical product versus like, I must build this physical product. And that's a different route. I mean, there's many people who've made millions of dollars just going hardcore e-com, like running the traditional long form sales page ads and like a little bit more of like just the masculine, like run ads to that product. And that can work. I don't know if it's still working that way
I was
anymore.
going to say,
I don't know
that I don't know how
Was that
well
very
that would work
2015? But like,
anymore.
yeah, I'm like, I know some guys who did that and built some big supplement brands, but I feel like now, I don't know if maybe it's just me as a consumer as well. I'm like, I want to feel your heart. I want to know, like, if I'm following an influencer and she shares something, like, I want to hear from her, a little bit of her story. That makes me want to buy it. If not, I might as well just go to Amazon. I don't respond to that, but I think there's millions of people that probably do still respond to those cheesy ads that are like, buy this fat loss pill. And then there's like no face behind it. I mean, it works.
I mean,
Unfortunately, it
I
can.
think today though, like the
Right?
connection is just becoming, especially as we were talking about with AI, more
Yeah.
and more important
Yeah, don't
to
you think
have that.
so?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Because like even you as a consumer, like are you wanting to feel that connection before you buy something sometimes?
I would
If you
say
can?
unless it's like I know I'm like actively like I need to buy, like I didn't have a connection when I
Yeah.
bought this right
Yeah.
off Amazon, but something that I would regularly use, yeah, I would choose,
Yeah,
if
or
I was like,
consume.
oh, I'm gonna buy, CBD. I actually wasn't like searching, right, for CBD
Yeah.
gummies. I don't remember. Somehow probably I got a sample.
Yeah.
I got a
Yeah,
sample,
somewhere.
So yeah, like having that connection, and it also keeps you loyal, I feel like.
Yes, retention. I think people, but sometimes that's like the untrackable retention, right? Sometimes it is, but it's like, wait, is that because she fell in love with the story and the founders, or is that because she really need? You just don't know. Sometimes it's like it's like brand marketing versus direct marketing. And so sometimes I tell my brother that, who's very like, he's a little bit more direct in numbers and what's the ROI of this? And I'm like, it's gonna pay us back so big one day you won't even know. He's like, okay, but where's this now? How is this gonna work? I'm like, just wait, because she's then gonna tell that person it will all build and it'll grow. So I'm really big on the brand and the community. And yeah, I mean, I have people will DM me and be like, oh, I live in Colorado. I have access to other cannabis, but one, I love your stuff better, and I just love you and Mike, and I'd rather just order from you guys. You're like, that's really cool. And I'm like, well, I do that too, though. I don't realize that I do that.
Yeah, I
Like,
think I was gonna say I don't
yeah,
think it's always a conscious thing. I think you
yeah,
have that connection, and so you just like, buy from that brand, but it's
yeah,
not always conscious. The other thing is trust, right? Like, especially in a product that you're consuming into your body, I trust that the ingredients and the product will be quality, whereas there's so much tricking you on that
for
today where it
sure.
looks like it's quality and then you
Yeah.
find out it's not. So,
Yeah, it's a good point. It's like if it's a sweater, it's a little bit less trust that's needed. I'm like, okay, I'm either going to like it or not. But when you're ingesting something into your body that's supposed to help you sleep and help with anxiety, I mean, it could be a serious thing for a lot of people that, yeah, I would hope that they feel like we're not going to give you shit that hasn't been triple tested, like isn't third party tested. I mean, we're serious about that. So I do agree that, yeah, when it comes to supplements, I'm like so sus now. I will not buy anything on Amazon. People are like, buy fish
same.
oil on Amazon. I'm like, girl, no, 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 no. If your fish oil is $7, it's gonna show up and it's gonna smell so gross. Where did that come from? No way. So I buy like really high quality stuff, or if I know the founder, because I won't risk it.
Yeah, same. Or if yeah, like I think a lot of my stuff is like recommended by either
Which
holistic.
is bad.
Yeah.
Maybe I should trust Amazon, but I'm like, no, I don't
No, I
trust
don't
this.
think you're supposed to trust
Yeah.
Amazon for
But I think a
supplements.
lot, millions of people do. And I'm like, oh my God, girl, no. Whenever I talk about that, people are like, wait, really? I'm like, yeah, girl, do not get like, no, 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 no. Don't get your shit on
No,
Amazon.
not supplements. You can get
Yeah,
close.
yeah. You can get your clothes for sure. Save money there. Don't try to be skimpy with your wellness stuff, because that's not where you want to be cheap.
No, agree. I want to talk about events because you have created some really incredible events and you went on, like, let's talk about the journey too of, I love the story from the beginning where you had flyers up
Yeah.
for your first events, like before the internet, and then you've created big events and then you kind of got burnt out and now you're back in them. So talk to me
Yeah.
about that a
I
little
love
bit.
events so much. They're like my favorite thing in the world. I wish I could just do an event every single weekend. Oh,
That's actually how I feel at this point too about events because the
right.
connection,
Yeah. And
just
everybody's
the
just,
experience.
yeah, they're just the best. And everyone's behind their computer now. So it's like, oh God. So I think we're craving them more than ever too. After like COVID and all that stuff, I think we all just want to get outside and meet. Yeah, I mean, events are an animal. They're their own beast, because the sales psychology of what it takes to get somebody to trust you enough to get on a plane and travel and go to something, it's a harder sale than it is to buy a course or anything like that. You know, if you're at home, you can click a button, buy a course, do it in your own comfort of your own home. Yeah, I mean, events have been interesting. You know, I always knew I wanted to get into them. I think I was what, about 25, 26 in Chicago when I put on my first little meetup. Had no idea what I was doing. It was out in this park. I think it was illegal because you had to have a permit, but I didn't know this was a thing, like permits. So I just went out there, invited some girls, put up flyers at the train station, brought a little boom box. I think I brought like a little boxy wooden thing that my ex made so it could be my stage. And I just knew from that first event, I was like, oh my God, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. Like, I'm gonna bring women together. At the time I was talking about fitness and motivation. And we would do this workout, and then I would talk to them, and that was a really cute format. So yeah, I did that for years, and then it kind of escalated into, it was 2018 where I was doing these smaller events and meetups. And then I was like, wait, hold on. I want to put on the most fun, the most epic women's entrepreneur event. Like, a lot of them were cool, but I feel like, and no shade to them, I felt like they were very either boring or just kind of like, I don't know. I was like, I want to do this like different. Like, I want to make this like a party. And so I put on Pays to Be Brave, and it was really, really fun. And it became a big hit. I did that for a few years. And then unfortunately, the one that I really wanted to do was going to be in Chicago. My goal was 3,000 women, and that was supposed to be March 2021. Wait, 2020? Yeah. So obviously that didn't happen. I was super bummed. So I had to take a few years off from events. And I think in that time, it was like, okay, reset, recalibrate. What do I want to do next? And yeah, I feel like I'm getting that bug again to do them because they're awesome. And I just did this one called Recess, which was really fun here in Austin. That one was more dance based, but now I'm kind of brainstorming again ways to do ones that it is entrepreneurship, but it's made fun. It's like, how do we combine a party with women who are also really ambitious? So yeah,
What was the biggest event that you've had most attendees?
Paisley Brave 2000. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
it was really
big.
fun.
I didn't know that it was that big.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was 2019, right before. It was October 2019. And then, obviously what happened March 2020. So.
And was it a one day or a multi-day?
Multi-day, 2.5. There's like a Friday night VIP, then all day Saturday, all day Sunday. Yeah, which was a lot. I have no desire to do that again. To do that again, I would do full one day, maybe a day and a half, but I have no desire to do the full 3-day big conferences anymore. I don't think people want that as much anymore. I think the market has changed. I think women are looking for one day, maybe 2 day, but a little bit more chill vibes, like live podcasts, and we're going to break into groups and talk. And it doesn't have to be this, I'm going to sit for 9 hours, day one and day two. So, 20 something hours of sitting and watching people speak, taking notes, get up and leave in this like dark hotel room. I think those days are over. I'm like, I want my events to be where you feel like you're really part of an experience. You're not just sitting there staring at some girl being like, I'm amazing. Okay. Wish you guys the best. It's like, what the fuck is this? It's so lame. So I think that's where I got frustrated is I was like, is this the same like fluffy rah bullshit? Like, we need to fix this. So I think that's what I'm also still trying to figure out is I'm like, I want to sometimes bring in speakers and I want to create this experience for women, but I don't want it to be like, believe in yourself. And we're like, oh my God, earth changing, life changing. And then like they take notes and leave. I don't know. I'm really trying to figure out how can I make it something that
you want to experience.
Yeah, like more of an experience. Yeah, it really gets women to experience it. So we'll see. I'm kind of noodling on what my next one would be or what that's going to look like. I really loved the live podcast I did, the girls' bathroom. That was really fun.
Yeah, I was at that one.
Because I loved that there was that element of like Q&A, and everything I want to do is very community based. So I like that it had that, but I like that it wasn't like a full day conference where you felt like it was this heavy energy of having to take notes and, So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out now what the pulse is of what women want and what I can kind of like spearhead a little bit. So it's where I'm at with it.
I love that. I love events too. Don't have that level of experience, but I really like mine. I do big Airbnbs because I don't want the conference room.
Oh, it's more like a retreat then, right?
Yeah, retreat and event combined. But same like
I've
workshops,
never done a retreat yet,
break them up into different groups, and I do dance and breath work and then business workshops, all of it, but it's smaller.
We might get into that because Clay and I might actually be launching a mastermind together, which is will be really fun. So for that, like a few times a year, we would do that where we'd rent out a cool Airbnb and incorporate stuff like that. But when it comes to like big events, like I love huge events. I don't like small, intimate stuff. I'm very like for the masses. I don't like me and 20 people and going deep. I'm very like one.
Interesting because I'm like the opposite.
Yeah,
I mean, I could see one day I would be like, it'd be sick to have a 2,000 person event.
It's a lot. It's heavy though. It's a lot of work.
But it's hard to make that not a conference, like that size.
Yeah.
How do you make that an experience?
It pretty much is a conference-ish, but just adding in stuff where it could be a little bit more interactive. But yeah, everybody's different. I feel like there's 2 different personality types. Like I love to get on stage, speak, entertain, get off. I'm out. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to go eat. Like that's my work. And then I leave. I'm not I want to go deep with 20 girls and hear about their life story and transform their life. Like that sounds so draining to me. Yeah. So my energy is very one to many.
Yeah. It's so interesting because I think I would be so drained if I could not do your comedy.
Yeah.
And like
it's
you
so
do
funny.
Such an incredible job.
I love that we're both saying that because it's just
yeah.
knowing your personality type too and your energy type. Because I have many friends who are like you, who are like, oh my God, I want to bring like 10 women together and, go deep and know each other. And I'm like, that's so, it's almost like if I was to go on stage and speak in front of 10 people, that's harder for me than 10,000 people because it's so intimate. I can see all of them. It's almost like more awkward. Where if it's like a lot of people, it's just like, oh, it's a unit of people. Like it just feels like oneness. Wow. So weird. Yeah.
And so at the 2,000 person event, did you run the whole thing or did you have guests come in? So you were like on stage all day?
I had other speakers. Yeah. I had many other speakers. I spoke for like 3 different chunks of it. Yeah, like Shalene Johnson came in. She was amazing. Yeah, I had a bunch of different speakers. And then Sam Scully, my good friend, one of my besties, she did breath work and spoke as
Breathwork
well.
with 2,000 people?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, wait, oh my God, yeah.
Did they lay down and
Oh, they
everything?
loved it. Yeah, they were sitting in chairs.
Okay.
Yeah, they loved it. She did
That's cool.
pause, breath work. Yeah. Lori Harder was there. She spoke. I think Chris also did this one. Yeah. My brother got up. We spoke about soul. Yeah, it was a whole, 2 days were packed with stuff. And then at night, we had like a silent disco party. We had all the different stations around where brands like paid to be there. It was a whole thing. It cost me a lot to put on though. So that's where I'm like, events now are even more, I guess. Well, I experienced that with Recess because of cost of stuff. So that was already like $280,000 to put on, which is like.
And were you profitable with it?
A little bit. Yeah. Thank God I actually was because of affiliate cuts with the speakers. But and now I'm like, do I want to put $300,000 up to put on an event? I better be selling there and making money back. So if I wouldn't have done that affiliate cut with one of the speakers on stage, I would have been and just in the red from it. So, and I think events for me are a brand builder. So I'm not doing them to make money. I'm doing them.
But you don't want to lose a bunch.
But I don't want to lose though either. So that's kind of the dance that I'm always playing. Yes, I'm always playing long game with it. I'm not like, okay, I want to host this little experience and then sell them really hard at the end. I've always been like, I want the event to be the experience. So I'm always trying to figure out a different way to monetize it through sponsors or other ways. So yeah, they're a trip though, because it's hard to fill a room and it's, and to financially make events work, it's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah, it's just a different game.
And it's
not
to
deter anyone,
it's like a long marketing game too. Right. You've got to have it, marketed for a while. Whereas a lot of times, digital, you can do like a 1 week live launch.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're like, cool.
But an event, you got to talk about it a lot for months.
Yeah, I talked about it for a whole year to a year and a half.
Wow, so you sold that event a year to a year and a half before.
Oh, yeah. I talked about it every single day, I think for 400 days.
Wow.
Yeah, so when people are like, oh, how did you do it? I'm like, dude, I hustled my face off. I talked about it. I made sure I was paying girls to get on their stories. It's like $100. I would pay them to get and talk about it. Hey, here's a free ticket. Share it with your girls. Hey, here's a free ticket. Share it with your girls. I was just doing the most grassroots, organic hustle that I could do because I wasn't running ads to it. So I would say, hey, this girl, you have a podcast or you have a community. You want to come? They'd be like, sure. I'd be cool. Just do a few stories on it. And then they would get a commission and a cut. So when they were making money, like it was like, we were just, me and I had an assistant that was helping me. We were just in so many people's DMs, just like hustling for, I think, about 400-ish days because it was a little bit more than a year. So it was crazy.
That's good.
But it goes by like that.
That it was that far in advance.
Yeah, because
I don't think people realize that.
These girls be like, hey, Angie, I want to host like a 500 women event next weekend or like next month.
Yeah, or even next month. Yeah.
I'm like, if you have lifers that are ready to go, let's go. But girl, like give it a little more time. Like I always tell people, give yourself a few more months than you think to promote an event because you got to make sure all the details are in order and it's a lot of stuff.
What's your like ideal time frame? I guess it depends on the size, but what would you say?
I would say at least 6 months because then people with their schedules too. I think the thing I have to realize too, and this is where, the beauty of courses and stuff is you don't have to obviously work around people's schedules, but women have children. They have to get daycare. They have to, get nannies. They have to take time off work or their husband does. Like it's a whole thing to get on the flight and give people time to look at their schedule. Like I think that that's something I was always really clear about is I'm like, hey, it's like a wedding. If I tell them a year in advance, they probably can go. So I think that also helped me too, is I like gave women a lot of time. And then of course there was like a lull, like bought a bunch of tickets, lull. And then as it got closer, they did it again. I also did have daycare there, which was like pretty badass. Wow. Yeah, I paid for daycare and I paid for women that could watch the kids. And then I had like a pumping room for one of them. Like women had like a section where they could go breastfeed. So like I was very like inclusive to women and all their stages of life. Cause I was like, I would want that one day as a mom. I'm like, where's my pumping room or pull out my boob. I wouldn't care. But like I just felt like that was a huge deterrent when I was serving people.
Right.
Like, why can't you make it? Need daycare. Kids. I'm like, call my team. I'm like, we're going to do daycare then. Okay. We have daycare there. Like they were like, oh, wow. So like every time there was objection, I'd be like, how do we fix that? Okay, how do we fix that? Like how do we make it a no-brainer to come?
That's
so
good.
Yeah. I'm kind of like a shark when it comes to that. I'm like, what are all the objections? Let's solve them.
Yeah, to make it a yes.
Yeah. And women still to this day, not to be cheesy, but like they're like, that was literally the greatest experience ever. Like that changed the trajectory of my life and my business. So I'm like, what the like because I didn't experience it. I was in it. So I'm like, really? So it is cool to think that like it was worth it for women who spent a lot of time and money to go. That makes me happy to know it was worth it for them.
It's like the most rewarding thing, right?
Yeah.
To be able to have that
and
impact.
It's always that they met a friend there or the energy. It was never like the content. Never. I tell women that. I'm like, unless it is a mastermind or a retreat where that is what you're teaching. I have surveyed thousands, probably now 3,000 women between a few different events, maybe 3 to 5,000 women. I have surveyed. I am not fucking with you. Maybe one has said it was like the sales training you did. Every single one said the same two things. I met a girlfriend. I met one of my best friends. I feel less alone. And I needed to be around the energy, your energy, and the energy of the other speakers and women. And it inspired me to take action. That's it. So that's what I'm selling. It's not, I worked so hard on those PowerPoints. They didn't care. They don't remember it. I stayed up till like 2 a.m. the night before. I was like fixing my font. I was like, what do I do? I was like, because I got like a little sales training, sales confidence thing there. And to this day, I remember even Clay told me, he's like, babe, they're not going to care about that. I'm like, no, they are. Like the font has to be perfect. They're going to be taking notes. He's like, it's not what they're going to remember. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, why do you think they're getting on this plane? I'm like, to come learn. He's like, they're not. They can learn that in a webinar. They're coming to literally hang out and have a good time and be reminded of their power. Like, just sell that. Just be you. You can literally get up there and fart. Like, they don't care. So I always tell women that. I'm like, you already won. Like, it's usually not the curriculum, unless it is a mastermind where they are coming out and that is one of the sections that you teach. Like, that's very different for the setting you're doing. But for girls who want to host like big, fun experiences for women aren't there to like get something they can watch on YouTube. They can go watch that when they get home. They want to go be with other women.
Yeah, and it makes like the lonely, impact is always like how you made them feel.
Always how you made them feel.
The emotions of it.
And how you connect them with others. Because I didn't realize how many women are actually really lonely. That was the biggest thing I learned from events is women are actually really lonely. And I have a lot of girlfriends, so I don't feel that. And I've had to work on that. But like most women don't have that support and they don't have someone who believes in them when it comes to entrepreneurship. Their husband's like, what are you doing? Which is sad. They don't have a supportive partner. Maybe they don't have other girlfriends to talk to about business. That's hard. Like it is. And so it's hard if you have nobody to talk to about your dreams. Like your neighborhood doesn't care. Your family doesn't care. You don't have friends who care. Who are you going to do? You go on the internet and you join communities or you go to events. So that was huge too. I was like, oh my God. So many girls were like, I'm getting on this plane just so I can meet other people who think like me.
Yeah. It's
so something to keep in mind too. People will pay to be in the room with community.
Did you find that a lot of the sales and the sales of your event now come from your audience? Or are you able to reach outside your audience?
Yeah. What do you mean? Like, are they
like warm traffic? Like,
yeah. Oh, it's definitely warm. And then they usually tell a friend. I'm really big on, I still think that will never go away, is just word of mouth. So I always believe if a girl had a really great experience in my community or at one of my events, like the chances that she's going to tell a friend, like, dude, come with me next time. So we did a lot of BOGO deals. I remember, like, bring a girlfriend, and then, you literally get the ticket. Well, she gets it for free, or you both can split that one. Then, like, I got so creative with gritty ways to make it where women are like, I'm bringing my sister and my friend and my cousin so I just I just wanted to make it a no-brainer for women. So
yeah, that's kind of like the key. Make it a no-brainer.
Make it a no-brainer and just don't forget about the community part. I know that's like, that word is so cheesy right now, but I love it. It's like my favorite thing is think about what will make the experience really fun for them and really enjoyable for them. From the minute they click checkout to the minute they get home, I made sure the experience was dialed in. Like when they get on the plane, okay, they land. Okay, what is it going to be like when they get in the room? Okay, and then how are they going to connect with people? Like every single detail is taken care of. So I think that's what makes my event's really good is I care. I give a shit about every moment of it. Like, what's the song here? And what are they going to, like, I just love it.
The experience.
Yeah, it's just fun. Experience. It's fun. I should be a wedding planner. Actually not. That sounds miserable. But I just love that part of it. I love planning them. Actually.
Is your vision to have more like big 2000 plus again?
Oh, maybe. I'm either that or maybe like that, but like it's more of the format is like the girls' bathroom, but like 500 women, and that a few times a year. So it's like I speak, I do comedy, I do some stand up, and then there's the live podcast, I guess. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. What format do I want to do now? Because I don't want to do a ton of speakers for 2 days. That doesn't feel as like fun anymore. Or
yeah, I think that's also like, again, I don't think that's what people want anymore. I don't because the information is on overload.
Mm-hmm. I know.
But the panels are good. The live podcasts, like panels like that, because you get what you wouldn't get, from...
exactly. See, and they get to ask a question and be featured and be seen. I'm always asking, like, how can I make them the star? How can I make them be seen as the community? So that felt good because a lot of those girls asking questions, they like really felt like they got to be seen. And it wasn't just some like, I'm a motivational speaker who makes 10 figures, like buy my book. Like that just doesn't feel good for me anymore. So I'd rather have it be Sarah in the audience who's like, hey, this is what I'm really struggling with. I know I'm not alone. Who else is feeling this way? And we're all like, hello. So yeah, that's something I'm trying to double down on is like as female entrepreneurs, we feel lonely, or I don't know about you, but like I feel this all the time where I'm like, I need accountability because I'm alone, working at home all the time. I'm like, I need people to check in with too. So
Yeah, and just get out of the like day-to-day energy.
yeah, the rut of it. Yeah.
Yeah. You've talked
Yeah.
about a lot the like I think you call it like the soft girl era
Yeah.
to like saying that's
Yeah.
not what I wanted
Yeah.
and now where you're
Everyone
at.
has a different term for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. But it is I think there is like this movement. The pendulum swung really far to like get your homestead and don't work and
Yeah.
which I have chickens, like
Yeah. Yeah.
all for it.
Chickens are so cool.
But just it was like there was the girl boss and then there was like now we don't like the girl boss and you got to be in your feminine. And now I feel like there's just this like it came up at my event that I just had last week where I felt like there was this energy of a lot of the women thinking that they had to sacrifice. Like, I don't want the bigger business because I think that means that I can't be present with my kids and I can't, be a mom. And I'm like, we can still dream big and be a present mom. And so I like called it out at my event.
my
Like I
God.
shifted the event a little bit because it was just that was a theme was like this like oh maybe I won't dream big anymore because I think it means that I can't be present or I'm going to go back to feeling how I was so burnt out like I was a year ago. And so yeah, I would love to dive into that with you.
Yeah, I've been interviewed like 10 times now on it because my post went viral on it. So I didn't realize they would. I kind of did, but I was like, damn, I'm hitting on something here. Like this is hot right now. So it's a lot. And I almost feel like I preemptively, because I myself even bought into it a little bit. And I think some of it was because of COVID. We were slowing down. We were at home. And then people thought, oh, let's make this trendy and sexy. Let's kind of sell this image. And I think anytime you're in the extremes, it's easy to sell. It's easy to sell hustling girl boss. It's easy to sell I'm frolicking in the field in my organic cotton dress. I don't, I have no worries, no responsibilities. My husband does everything. And I'm here with my 5 children, just breastfeeding all day. And I'm a trad wife. And it's like, first of all, girl, Ballerina Farms, I love her. You're making millions of dollars off of content creation, honey. You're a boss. Like, own it. I wish they'd be honest. So that's a whole different convo. But I think I kind of fell for that of like, oh, is this what I need to do then to be in my feminine goddess essence? Right. And especially in Austin, it's like, that kind of became the hot thing. And when I moved here, full transparency, I felt like so many women here were going into that. Like, hey, I need to move out to the middle of nowhere and I got to have chickens and I got a homestead. I have to home birth and I have to homeschool and I have to homestead. And it literally wasn't until recently that I got so clear with myself. I'm like, wait, girl, shut off Instagram. Hold on, get really quiet. Okay. Not thinking about what anyone else is doing, even though that might be incredible for them. What would you actually do? And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, wait, I wouldn't homestead, I wouldn't home birth, and I would not homeschool. But I am a very crunchy, healthy, holistic woman who likes to be home. Yet I'm being honest, I don't actually want to do any of those. Like those all sound, when I've heard about the realities, I'm like, I'm good. But like that didn't come to me until I was quiet enough with my own truth. And the same thing with the soft girl thing. I'm like, yeah, I think that can work for some women. But I'm like, wait, let me get quiet again. Who have I been since I was 6 years old with lemonade stands outside, hustling to start businesses? That's who I am. And if I want to run away from that, that's fine. But like, this is who I've always been. And I don't think it makes me masculine. I think being creative is ultimately the most feminine thing you could do. And I think that you do need some masculine energy in business to get shit done. But why can't that be sexy and be cool too? Like, you need both energies. So I just think that the extremes just got so weird. I'm like, I don't consider myself a girl boss, I guess. And I'm definitely not like wanting to be a trad wife. So it's like, I don't know. It's like this interesting, I want it all. And I want to figure out how to find that balance for me. And I want my children to see a mom who does cool shit and who dreams, not because of they need to see that so they can necessarily be that. I want my daughter or my son to go do what they need to do. But I think because it's really coming down to that's just who I am. I mean, I think a lot of women were denying who they actually are and saying, oh, is this fire or is this ambition too much? Will my kids be intimidated by it? Will my husband be intimidated by it? Is it not a good thing? And I'm like, I've only seen, if you're at the point where you're never seeing your family and you're only working, that's a different conversation. But I don't know. I just think that there's a way to do it where you're somewhere in the middle. And yeah, I've been talking about it a lot lately because I think a lot of women are like, oh my God, thank God. Because I think we kind of went into that and now we're like excited again to do stuff. And then we're like, well, wait, I need to be a feminine goddess. Like, God forbid I do anything because feminine's all about being. And I'm like, but I need to do stuff to feel good. Like I'm here to do things and create things. And if I don't get it out of me, I literally die inside. And I experienced that the hard way. When I went into that season, I didn't have to work. So I was like, okay, let me see what this is like. It's fun for about a month or two, but it's no different than vacation. How many times is vacation fun when you check in? And then by the end, you're like, oh my God, I want to go back home.
And I can't wait to
I
get
can't
back
wait
home.
to get back home. I
Right.
want my routines. I actually want the structure. I actually want to get back to work. If you love what you do, that's obviously, if you hate what you do, that's a different conversation. But it's kind of that same feeling. Like Hawaii is not fun for 7 months. Hawaii is fun for a week. And I experienced that of like being very young and retired in a sense. And it was the most depressing thing I've ever done in my life. It was the worst thing to happen to me, is to get to a place where I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just frolic every day. And it was so bad because I created chaos with the space. And I always say, I think this line will really resonate with women. If you're a very highly creative woman who needs to get these things out of you, if you don't, they just end up festering inside of you. It doesn't just go away. Like it eats at you like a disease. Like it literally like starts to fester. And I think for a lot of women that can fester into depression. And so, yeah, I think it's just misalignment for a lot of women right now of what's going on. I think we just need to throw out all the words like feminine, masculine. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like if I wouldn't have moved to Austin, I wouldn't even know these terms. I would have just said, oh, this is me. I wake up and I just create cool shit. Like me and my friend were talking about that. She lives here. She's like, dude, being in Austin was one of the best and worst things for me. I'm like, I know, because the jargon here was like so intense for both of us when we moved. And she was like, dude, I loved who I was when I didn't even know these terms. Like this wasn't even a thing. Am I being masculine? Am I being feminine? Am I, like going to all these sister circles and shit. Like this is how you be a woman. I'm like, dude, being a woman looks like so many different things. Like when I'm on stage, I feel so fucking powerful and womanly. Like I don't think that makes me a dude. And then I feel more womanly doing that than sometimes if I'm like, I don't know, like doing something that like on Instagram is supposed to be like feminine, like baking sourdough. I have no desire to bake sourdough. So like that's where I think, I don't know, I'm probably talking too much now, but it's like an interesting, you just got to know who you are.
It's so good. It's so good. And our brain likes to go the right, wrong, the linear.
Yes.
So we have to assign like you got to be feminine, you got to be masculine, and it's so true.
Yeah.
It's like
you got to figure out what works
just
for you.
be you. And I mean, I really believe that you can have it all, and I think that everybody's definition is different of that. But I think that's the thing. It's like if you are working a ton because you're running and you're not loving what you're doing, but you feel like that's where your worth is tied up in, and you can't be present, you can't be still. Okay, that's something to look at, right? But I'm the same. Like I've had lemonade stands and businesses since I was 6. Like it's so just similar. In me. And I see it in my daughter who's 8. Like I don't push her into that. And she's like, I want to start a podcast, mom. Like,
that's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And
it's
so
like being creative.
I think, and then you can have a big business and work hard and also be present and like define whatever you want your life to look like. And I also think it's a lot of seasons. It's like I just hosted an event and came off, going to a mastermind, hosting an event, being away from my kids, and then we're about to travel for a month. Like
it's
make the rules.
It's like this it's like the ocean, right? Which is kind of cheesy to say, but it's like ebb and flow. It's like with my kids a lot. Okay, now I need a little break. Back to my shit. With my kids, it's probably like a pulse. It's a pulse. That's the word I'm looking for. It's almost like pulsing. No different than your relationship. You're gonna have seasons where it's awesome. We're doing so well. Oh my God, we're like so disconnected right now. Okay, we're doing awesome. I think that's womanhood. I think that's that's life. That's probably how it all feels.
Like
right?
The key is being able to be in tune with yourself. I think that's like where the thread comes back is like, can you come back to yourself and shut off the Instagram and the noise and all of the things external and come back to yourself? At my event last week, had hats made that said, you already know. Because that's my thing. It's like, you already know what you want and what's in alignment for you. Like, I could sit up here all day and tell you like, what I do.
Yeah.
But that's not the right way.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I love it. And like, I think women who are homesteading, home birthing, and homeschooling, I'm like, girl, you're like, that is holy shit. That's a lot to sign up for. And like, it's just so funny when I was talking to my mom about it the other day, she's like, wait, girl, what do you, she's like, Ange, you're not, what? Like, did you want to do a home birth one day because you actually do, or because you saw some cute videos about it where people just showed like, oh, we had him in my bathtub in 15 minutes, I'm like, because I saw videos. She's like, no, do what you want to do. She's like, what do you actually really want to do? If nobody knew, I'm like, I'm getting an epidural. Like, she's like, okay. Like, she's like helped me a lot with that of like, come back to who you are, because it's so easy to get sold the movie that you're seeing online, or even some of your best friends. I have best friends who that is so awesome for them. I'm so happy they did that. Like, I have heard the coolest experiences. And this is how I know I'm maturing and evolving, is I can hear her experience of exactly how that happened. And I'm like, That is so cool. Nope, absolutely not though for
Still
me.
not right for
Still
me.
not
Yeah.
right for me. So you're like, wow, the fact that she's selling it as awesome and I'm still like, absolutely not, is like, wow, that takes such a level of self-awareness to be like, nope, like I think same thing with entrepreneurship. You got to know, what type of business model do you want? I don't think every woman's meant to be a speaker. If you don't want to, cool, be a writer. Like, you got to know what you want. And I think that that's really what it comes down to. You already know.
Yeah. I
You
really
already
think
know.
that's it.
So good.
And there's so much noise, and
I've had to stop. Yeah, I can't follow like anything anymore because it just really got to me. So I think a lot of it's social media that sells this idea of something, and it also romanticizes it, right? We're romanticizing entrepreneurship. It's just easy. We're romanticizing parenthood. We're romanticizing marriage. Oh, we just frolic all day. Like, nobody is showing, what does that actually look like? Like, what would that actually look like? What are the realities of that? What type of person would I have to be taking care of chickens and cows and shit? Like, I don't want to be cleaning up chicken poop. Like, I don't want to. What does that actually look like to homestead? That's a lot of work. Okay, what does that actually look like to, like, homeschool your children? Okay, are you going to do that? Who's going to, like, who's paying for that? Who's going to do that? Like, where are you fitting in your life? Like, I just think that you really got to actually look at it, not just the sexy, glamorous 30-second reel.
yeah. And I also think sometimes you got to
Right?
experience it to know you don't want it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's wisdom.
Right? Or see and I think, or just go see, people close to you through it and be like, oh, that's interesting. I also think that, like, same thing with entrepreneurship. I don't think it's for everyone. So if somebody only saw the cool clips, I'd be like, don't romanticize this. Don't romanticize this. Here's what it actually looks like. I think, like, with anything, you just got to know who you are. But yeah, I've felt that's cool that that's coming up for you, because I feel the shift is happening.
It was very present in my event last week, that
Wow.
so much that I shifted like workshops around it, because I was like, hold on, like,
Oh my God, this makes me so happy.
yeah,
This is so crazy.
literally this exact thing, because I think
Really?
we're swinging so
Are these moms
far.
too?
Yeah.
And would you say
they feel like
they work too much, or no, they
have
just
to
think they
slow
do?
down. No, they think they work too much, and so they have to slow down. So like their number one priority is, I can't work too much. Like, I have to slow down because otherwise I'm not going to be present.
Is it because their husband and kids are telling them to, or no?
No, they have put it on themselves.
Because of the narrative.
And then one was like very like, the truth came out, like emotional, of like, I actually like working more than sometimes being with my kids.
Absolutely. I was just about to say, how many of them actually like it?
That was the bottom line. Like, she was like, I feel like I'm not supposed to feel that way. And so it was so extreme that like these successful, like, a couple of them, multi 6-figure, like could have a 7-figure business, were like, I think I'm just going to coast because I don't want to work too much. Which my point was like, if that's really what you want, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you don't have to build the $1 million business. But I knew them, and I'm like, is that really what you want? Like, when you fast forward in a year, 2 years from now, to be like, I just stayed in the same place. Like, no, I know you. Like, that's not what you really wanted.
This makes me like, so it's actually like such confirmation and inspiration for me, for kids, of like, wait, that's cool that you haven't had these conversations now, because you're like giving me the motivation to like give myself permission to be whatever it is. Because we've also given this one idea of motherhood, right? Like, you have to be with your kids X amount of time, or it has to look this certain way. But if that girl is super lit up by her business, that one you mentioned, like, she loves what she does, that's actually one of the greatest things she can do for her kids too. Right?
I know.
And that's like super controversial to say, but like, I don't know. I argue whatever's making the woman feel the most fiery and alive is the hottest, most attractive, most cool, creative, juicy thing she can do for herself as a woman. So you should do more of that. Now, when you get to the point where it's not juicy anymore, aka you're burnt out, then let's talk about it.
Right. And I think you only
they
get
don't work
burnt
at State
out.
Farm and hate their lives. You're talking about women who love what they do. So
Right.
like,
and are in their purpose. And you only get burnt out when you've lost track of that. I think lost track of the purpose. And to me, my work doesn't feel like work. I'm not doing stuff that I don't want to do.
Yeah.
But
that's so, I mean, seriously, it's very fascinating. I think from a woman who's on the other side too, it's just like so cool to hear, because we've talked about is like the identity of like, okay, well, isn't motherhood supposed to be your entire purpose? And that's it. End of story, period. Like, it's the best job in the world. So isn't that supposed to be all you do? And I'm like, that was my belief system literally the last 3 years. And then I woke up to like, wait, hold on. We have so much to unpack here. So that's cool, because you've unpacked basically in 30 seconds what my therapist did for like hours, and was like, hold on, that statement is true, and you can have other parts of your life still alive.
Yeah.
Like,
and
please don't kill all of it for this, because then once you get to this, you're going to be very resentful. And we've had like deep combos of that. So like, it's so cool to hear this.
Well, I think we go on cycles, right? It's like our parent, like my mom was a stay-at-home mom for a long time. And so we had like stay-at-home mom. Then we went in a cycle of like, okay, girl boss, and everybody's got to work. And now I think then we are going back to don't do that. And
we're trying to like get in the middle now.
Any extreme, right?
Yeah. And I just think
we push to the extreme. And then
I just think what lights up one woman and what lights up another is going to be so different.
Totally.
Like literally one of my best friends could be like, dude, I don't want to like, that does not light me up. Like I am made to be like with my kids 24/7 all day. And that truly, if that makes her happy as a woman, genuinely happy, not because society is telling her to, that's fucking awesome. And I think that God made us all in different ways. And then if I'm honest, like I could see me being the person one day who would be in a therapist's office. Like I love my kids more than anything. And like, also I kind of want to, I like my work too. Like, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like the feeling of being on a stage in front of hundreds of people is a high that is so fucking good. And it's coming from a pure place. I'm helping people. It's not a bad drug. And I'm sure the drug of giving birth is cool too, but like, this is also cool. So like, why can't we have different hits, you know? Like seeing your kid laugh for the first time. I'm sure that's a fucking drug, but like, so is speaking on stage to people. And I love it. And I was born to do it. And I shouldn't feel shame around it. And I have felt so much just already preemptive motherhood shame just from being on Instagram. Because like once I started thinking about wanting to be a mom, I started following all the accounts and I'm like, oh my God, I'm too much. Oh my God, I'm too ambitious. Oh my God, I got to stop speaking. I got to stop creating. Wow, I better stop. And like it ruined my life pretty much going into that season. My partnership, he was like, who is this? Like, what are you doing? So isn't it crazy? I preemptively started to do what the women in your mastermind were saying.
Yeah.
Isn't that a trip? So because I was like, all right, I don't want to be that girl one day who's like not being feminine goddess, motherly enough.
And isn't it amazing how you don't know you're doing it for a while?
Oh yeah, I didn't know. Like I can tell you now what was happening.
Yeah.
I just sit in my room scrolling, feeling like a piece of shit already. I'm like, wait, this is already preemptive mom shaming. Like, fuck all the noise. What do you want to do? Live your life. Don't overthink it. Right? Like, come on. And like women like you who are like, you can figure out both. Like, it's not going to always be easy, but like, it's not rocket science. You can figure it out if you have help and resources and obviously can hire help and stuff. But so it's been helpful. Like women like you who, yeah. Cause you've got many kids. So it's like, if you can do it, you got a bunch of them. I can do it with like one. You'll figure it out. So
I know you can have it all. Like that's my purpose.
Do you get a lot of backlash on that though? It's very controversial to say out loud, right?
Yes and no, but I live it. So how can you give me backlash, right? Like
true. What is okay? Wait, real quick. I want to ask you now. I feel like I'm turning the tables. When you post about stuff like that, that's very bold. Like you can have it all, moms. Like you can like have a career that you enjoy and be with your kids. And what is their number one thing that they say? Well, it must be easy for you because, or no, I can't because.
Money. Like because you have the money to hire the resources, right? But
the nanny.
Yeah, the nanny. Okay. But I didn't in the beginning, right? And so having it all looked different for me 10 years ago.
But you're honest about that, which I like. You're like, yeah, I have a nanny. Like you would never get on the internet and be like, no, I don't.
I mean, we probably spend, I don't think I've put this number on the podcast, but if I'm doing the math really quick, between the kids' homeschool and my nanny, we probably spend close to $90,000 a year just on those two things.
Oh, because they are homeschooled by the nanny?
And go to a farm school. So the cost of...
Maybe I would do that. Maybe, okay, maybe homeschooling. I was assuming I would
have $85,000 a year between my nanny and their farm school.
Dude, that's more than some people's salaries. That is more than most Americans.
I'm so grateful for that. Grateful for it, and I created it.
And you have to maintain it.
Wasn't luck, you know. But in the beginning, when I couldn't afford a nanny, my habit all was I worked half the day and I traded with my husband and we were watching my son, and I had to work at night to build my dream, but I was still there to put him, breastfeed him, put him to sleep at nap time. Like I was 20 years old and we couldn't afford a nanny.
Like, why does it make me emotional? I'm like, you were just crushing it at 20 and I'm over there like never even hooked up with a guy yet in college. I'm like, hey, Brian and Chad, and you're over there like hustling, staying up, working, breastfeeding. Oh my God, that's like so inspiring. I feel like a little shit. Like,
but that was that was my path.
It's good. You have fun now. Now you can
That was my path, and that was your path, and we're exactly where we're supposed to be. But
I know.
So I share the transparent. I have a lot of help. I pay a lot for help so that I can have this life where I work 20 hours a week, train 10 hours a week, whatever. Cool.
Maybe that's what I would do. When I'm in homeschooling, I mean, I don't want to be their teacher all day.
No, I don't either.
I'll pay some smart lady maybe to come over.
Yeah, and my nanny's incredible. Like, she loves it. She's a part of our family. We're about to travel for a month. She's coming with us. Like, it's just an incredible situation. But it's like, imagine the dream reality and then just make it your reality. And it might take a few years, but, and there's steps and, again, like having it all, I've always felt like I had it all. Because when I was 20, to me, having it all was like, oh my God, I get to be home with my baby and make money. I have it all.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I have to work while he naps and I'm choosing that, and I work when he goes to sleep, but I have it all because I'm not leaving him in daycare.
That is, yeah, you got to redefine what it looks like to have it all. Because just having it all doesn't mean you're necessarily, that might mean like, I'm only with the kids in the morning or night. Like, who knows? Everybody's definition of all is very different. For some women, it's 10 hours a week working. For some women, they're like, no, I want to work 40, 50. That feels good. That is having it all. So like, you're right. It's more of like figuring out what it is for you.
Yeah. And literally like putting it down on paper. Like, what is that? And doing that at least like once a year of like, what does that look like? That's what I do every year. And then that's what dictates my goals and
that's so
my
cool.
actions. And
wow, that's so cool. You figured it out. Figured out life.
I'm still figuring it out.
Figured out life.
Figured out this layer.
This thing called life. You figured out. Game. You checked. Yeah. You did it. Yeah.
Well, anything you feel like we didn't touch on?
No, this
was great. I love it.
Yeah, I hope it helps. I talked a lot about like community and events, and not to deter anyone. Like everything I said, I know I've mentioned like the hard parts, but I think because I want to bring the realities to it. But if you're excited to do it, like fucking do it. Like it's such a great experience. So I don't want to say any of that to deter them. I just want them to know the realities of what it looks like, because I think it is easy to go on Instagram and see the highlight reel of the party and the event, and you don't see everything that went into it. So
yeah. Well, I was selfishly asking you questions too, since I host events. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm always here to help you and support with that. And same thing with products. It's cool to see like, oh my God, she has a cool drink. But like, do you see everything that went into that for 8 years to like get to that moment? Oh my God. Like that's crazy to think about. So I like to, I don't know, I'm just in that season of just like no bullshit. I'm like, yeah, this is what it really looks like. Doesn't mean it's not awesome, but it comes with things that I think people don't know. So.
Well, thank you. And where should we send everyone? We'll definitely link to Soul and probably put a little code for them. Where else?
Yeah, go to getsoul.com, go to angielee.com, at Angie Lee Show on Instagram. Come say hi, pop in my DMs, and yeah, I can't wait to say hi.
Yeah, definitely follow her on Instagram if you want to laugh. Like, I love your stories.
I rant. I'm doing a new thing where I'm doing luteal rants when I'm in my luteal phase, just like unhinged thoughts. So stay tuned.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you so much.